Breaking news just moments ago, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson reportedly had a, quote, positive and substantive conversation with European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker. Johnson reportedly told Juncker that unless the EU withdrawal agreement was reopened and the Irish backstop abolished, there is no prospect of any Brexit deal. Meanwhile, the UK, yes, is still due to leave the European Union on October 31st. Johnson has promised to stick to that Brexit date, even if he cannot get a deal with Brussels. Well, our next guest was the former US ambassador to the European Union. You could say he knows a thing or two about Brexit and the impacts it could have. Ambassador Anthony Gardner joins us now live exclusively from London. Ambassador, thank you for being here. All the rhetoric up to this point with Boris Johnson suggests that he doesn't really, unless the EU gets rid of that Irish backstop, he doesn't want a deal. And if that's the case, surely the prospects of a no-deal Brexit are getting larger and larger.
Absolutely right. I think the markets are underestimating the risk of a no-deal hard Brexit. But it's worth reminding the audience why we are here, why we're in this situation. The Prime Minister May, before Boris Johnson, sketched forth some red lines. The UK will leave the single market, will leave the customs union, and that necessitates the EU to have border checks at the external border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. And that is because the single market and the customs union are absolutely core to what the EU is. So customs checks have to be conducted. And the backstop was a way to try to square the circle, if you wish. And that's to say, look, if you're going to be leaving both, one option is for Northern Ireland to stay in this arrangement, the customs union, parts of the single market. And Boris Johnson said no. The chances of stripping the backstop out of the withdrawal agreement, I think, are nil. So right now, I believe that Boris Johnson is setting up for a blame game.
Well, that's interesting because, listen, we know that Theresa May tried 3 times to get a deal through and failed 3 times. The question now becomes if Boris Johnson tries to run out the clock, in other words, just count it down to October 31st, and then before you know it, the strike of midnight, boom, the UK are out. MPs are trying to come up with ways to stop him. Can he be stopped?
Well, there are 2 ways. You're right. The default option is that if nothing happens, they're out on October 31st. One of the ways, which is a vote of no confidence, seems to be less likely today than it was even a few days ago. But the other way, which is the legislative option of seizing control of the legislative calendar of the House of Commons, seems to be more likely today, because 6 opposition parties seem to have agreed. They've agreed on a pact to ask the Commons Speaker to set aside some time in the legislative calendar to have an emergency debate and to introduce legislation that would force the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, to request an extension. Now, here we're getting to very murky waters. It's not clear what would happen if the Speaker allows this to happen, and it's happened once in the past. What would occur, because the government could actually ignore such a bill that would potentially precipitate a constitutional crisis, and simply say, we'll wait out the clock, and the UK leaves.
Very quickly, Ambassador, do you believe the UK will leave with no deal in place? Is that becoming more likely in your mind very quickly?
I think it's highly likely the UK will leave with no deal.
Wow. You heard it here first. Ambassador Anthony Gardner in London tonight. Ambassador, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.